In 1945, Peter Kennedy and the Toronto Maple Leafs faced the Montreal Canadiens in the first round of the playoffs. To most observers, the Leafs had little hope of victory.
The Canadiens were called the greatest team in the history of hockey, and they had Rocket Richard, who had just scored 50 goals, and they had the best goaltender of that time in net in Bill Dernan, and the Leafs were decimated because of the Second World War. So many of its best players had gone off to fight. They were without their best players, Sil Apps, and Turk Broda, the best clutch goalie of his time, was also gone. But in the Stanley Cup semifinal, the Leafs were given virtually no hope of winning.
They had a great team, no question about it. But just because of Hap Day's coaching and the team being disciplined and doing as they were told, we wound up beating the Canadiens.
The player who actually led the Leafs in that series was Ted Kennedy, who was only 19 years old at the time. But it was Kennedy's line that went up against the great Richard line of Elmer Locke and Rocket and Toe Blake. And they just checked them into the ice, and the Maple Leafs won the series.
After upsetting the heavily favored Canadiens, the Leafs defeated the Detroit Red Wings in the Stanley Cup final. In his second full season in the NHL, Peter Kennedy was a champion.